Hello friends, good evening to all of you. So I'm back with another video on sociology optional subject for UPSC CSE means examination. In this video we are going to cover tribal communities in India, and the topic is definitional problem related to tribal communities in India. So friend, please do this as it will really motivate to continue this awesome course. Comment and like the video and ask any doubt if you have, and subscribe the channel for more videos notification. Hit the subscribe button below the video. So friend, as you know that we are covering slot 2 autonomous topics. We have already covered introducing Indian society, these both topics, perspective on the study of Indian society and the impact of colonial rule on Indian society. In this video we are going to cover tribal communities in India, definitional problems. So let's get started with definitional problem. Basically there are almost 500 communities of tribes found in India, which consist of 7.5% of total Indian populations, and according to Imperial Gazette of India, tribes can be defined as a group of family which bears common name, common dialect, and claim to be the authority of a defined territory. So according to D.N. Majumdar, there are the following characteristics of tribes. The characteristics are: first one is small populations. They do primitive mode of production, that is food gathering, hunting, and subsistence agriculture. They have the common name. They do the endogamous things, that means they do endogamy, and the endogamy means they marry within their own group and the ethnic religion, or basically their own group. So this means endogamy and endogamous. So they have the unorganized religions, they have autonomous political system, they have organized kinship, and etc. And basically they have geographical isolation. So thou the G.S. Gurre do not agree that tribes were isolated ever in the past in the Indian society, but most of the sociologists and anthropologists believes that tribes largely came in the contact of mainstream only during the British period and onward. So basically during British period and afterwards, certain changes came in the life of tribes in India. The first change is that due to the influence of missionaries, a large number of tribes, especially in northeast and the central India, converted to Christianity and adopted Western and Christian way of life. Then many tribes also came under the influence of Hindu culture, and through the culture of Sanskritization they adopted the Hindu way of life. For example, Meena, Gonds and Bhils etc. are the example of this. Then Henry Patel said that whenever a tribe loses their geographical boundary, they became a caste. So then some of the tribes are also adopted Islamic way of life, for example Bhils, Godis and Bakarwal and etc. Then some tribes also adopted the Buddhist way of life, especially in Ladakh region of Jammu and Kashmir. Then some tribes due to the proximity with industrial township, they also adopted the modern way of life and lost their traditional traits and simultaneously. So some tribes took up the advantage of reservation and democracy, modern education and etc. and developed a middle class life. Then Sachidanand called them as the tribal elite. Then there are some of the tribes who were able to maintain their isolation and remain in their primitive or the traditional characteristics. For example, Jaravas, Andemani, Chinchu and Sentinel. Then above mentioned factors created many complexity in the characteristics of tribes, which lead to the definition problem. So a major hurdle of defining a tribe is that related with the problem of distinguishing the tribes from peasantry. It is no doubt possible to use labels tribal and peasant for this type of social organization, and to characterize one by contrasting it with the other. So then in Indian context, T.B. Naik in 1960 raises the problem in proper perspective by talking of the criteria and indices of the tribal life in especially Indian setting. Thus Naik goes on to present his own criteria for a tribe, which are as follows. So basically a tribe to be a tribe should have the least functional interdependence within the community, but where on the other side Hindu caste system is an example of high interdependence. Then it should be economically backward, which basically means here that the full import of monetary economics should not be understood by its members. The primitive means of exploiting natural resources should be used. The tribe's economy should be at an underdeveloped stage. It should have multifarious economic pursuit. Then there should be a comparative geographic isolation of its people from others. Then if we talk in culture, then culturally members of tribes should have a common dialect which may subject to regional variation. A tribe should be politically organized and its community panchayat should be an influential institution. The tribe's members should have the least desire to change. They should have a sort of psychology, conservatism, making them stick to their old customs. A tribe should have a customary laws and its member might have to suffer in a law court because of these laws. Then the Tata Institute of Social Sciences in its report on the Indian tribes has also joined those who are criticizing the anthropologist approach of the problems. And then it says that the anthropological criteria may apply to ideal typical tribal communities as considered by the anthropologists for the theoretical purpose. Then finally, we can say that this complexity was also discussed in the Constitutional Assembly, and due to any anomalous conclusion, then finally the President of India has been authorized to identify any community as a tribe and put their name in the schedule list. So friend, thank you for listening me and watching this video. Please do shriyas, comment and like the video and ask any doubt if you have, and recommend and share the video so that more people will get benefited, and subscribe the channel for more videos and notification as a lot of videos are going to come. Thank you.